Is that what I think it is?
Is that the new Ferrari?
I think so. Let's go check it out. You know, I've always wanted to drive one ever
Wait.
since... Huh.
When we come closer, why does it look more Asian?
You have a point, but I've always wanted to drive one ever since Leclerc drove one in Monaco.
Wait. Is it what I think it is?
Oh, it's the other Ferrari.
This is gonna be an interesting one.
You're watching Throttle Talk. This is the all-new Toyota Crown Sport Z Wagon. After its much-deserved redesign, the new Crown takes the shape of an SUV. And it's safe to say it's one of the most luxurious and refined automobiles ever made, with an eye-catching exterior. To start off, let's go with its design features.
I know what you're thinking, Ferrari for Sunway.
And that is what we would have thought if we didn't know what it was.
Literally. Now, I want to go through some of the main changes. The most obvious change is the fact that if you know, you've seen the previous Crown, they are sedans, but this is an SUV, and honestly, it works.
And it does. It looks a bit more classy. It looks a bit more prominent to the luxury features of what a Crown is.
Literally. And honestly, it actually looks like a Ferrari.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did it intentionally, but it does.
Yeah.
And
now,
it's
at
not
the
bad.
side, I want to go over a few things as well. 21-inch wheels at the front and back. Now, they are massive. And the fact that it is an SUV and it still looks good is something that I do love. And another thing that Gavin had to learn the hard way.
That it is quite low.
Yep, it is very low. And yep, someone spoiled the front lip. Yep, not it. It's okay.
And this is another thing that is sort of like an add-on to the Toyota Crown packages. Now, this vehicle has a Model S package.
Yep.
As you can see with this tan trim.
Yeah.
And a cool feature about this is most cars that has that trim on the outside do not actually match with the trim on the inside. However, this does.
Yeah.
There's little linings on the seats which just makes it a bit more special.
Yeah, it's the attention to detail on this Toyota Crown is incredible. I do love the front headlights.
Yep.
The DRLs look amazing. And I have to say, I'm not too sure if you will agree, but this is the best looking Toyota to come out of the factory. And about that, now there's no Toyota badging at the front of the car or the side of the car, which is honestly amazing. Because here's the thing, this looks very expensive, and if like me or Gavin, let's say we didn't know about cars, and we were to see this, we're not going to be like, oh, that's a Toyota. No one would have guessed that this is a Toyota.
Most people would guess that this vehicle would cost somewhere around $200,000 because for what it looks, for its tons, it is quite expensive, and it has a presence of being a bit more luxurious and catering to the higher end market.
Yeah, and exterior-wise, I have to say, they perfected it. Honestly, perfect.
Ferrari.
At the back, this is the best looking angle of the car, especially the rear 3/4 panel. That's where it actually looks like a proper Ferrari.
It does.
And now, this is literally the only Toyota badge here, and that's this size. Now, Gavin is very familiar with this size, let's be honest.
And that's all Dina gets. Well, anyway, so the back of this vehicle...
Say pause next time. Okay, let's go.
Anyway, the back of this vehicle is very minimalistic. Like, there's not much going on, but there is a lot.
Yeah.
Like a minimalistic Toyota badge, the Crown lettering gives it a bit more stance. And the color of the Model S kit, not a lot, but pretty much.
Now,
and then there's a second trim. Which
another thing I have to say is this car actually sits quite tall, which is honestly... It suits the car. Now, to me, out of all the Crown generations, the previous generations, they look like a Toyota Crown, sorry, a Toyota Camry or like Allion. A Toyota Allion for Sri Lankans who watch this. It looked like that, but then this is very well deserved for a Crown because it actually looks very expensive, it looks exclusive, and this is well deserved for a Toyota Crown. Another thing is, to open the boot, you have to find the button underneath. Gavin's not very good at finding buttons, let's be honest. But to experts like me, it's nothing. Anyway, enough boot space
of him opening the hood.
Anyway, I have to say, exterior wise, they've perfected the Toyota Crown. I have to say it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
And Toyota's done a good job.
Good job. Before you go on with the video, please make sure to like and subscribe and watch it till the end. We are a small channel, so that really helps. Also, a massive shout out to Tokyo Prestige for lending us this Crown today. Now, this Crown is for sale at the moment. It's just $86,000 drive away, and it's sold by Tokyo Prestige, who are very prestigious, and also the reputation is amazing. Anyway, back to the video.
It's safe to say that the exterior is nothing short of exciting and enticing. It's time to find out if they've continued the brilliant design at the interior of the car. So let's quickly go over it.
I have to say it is very impressive. The second you start the car, the steering wheel comes out to you and it screams luxury. Now the digital driver's display is honestly not bad. It actually looks like it has been done pretty well from the Toyota team, and I do prefer it. Moving on to the infotainment system, it gets Android, so it gets Apple CarPlay, which is pretty handy. One thing that I really want to show here is the fact that the Toyota Crown gets a vertically mounted wireless charger, and honestly it makes sense, because if it was horizontal the phone's gonna fly off, but vertical, pretty cool. Anyway, you do get cool seats, you get heated seats, you also get a heated steering wheel, which I honestly prefer. The thing is, heated steering wheels didn't really make sense to me, but when I drove this in winter and I have to hold this, it's warm, it's the nicest thing. And seats, now these are very, very luxurious. I have to tell you, they are very comfortable. I do love this tan interior that they've gone for. Storage space wise, you do get your double latched, what do you call this, Kevin? Center console, and cup holders are here. Now one thing I really want to show you is the fact that when you're driving, you don't really want to put something in here because it is inconvenient, but the driver and the passenger gets a second cup holder up here, which is pretty handy. It's very, very cool. I do love the fact that Toyota has gone the extra mile to put in details that honestly make a difference, because cup holder here, wireless charger that's vertical, makes a difference. Everything is basically leather in here. You obviously get this massive panoramic roof. Oh, one more thing before you go. Steering column is electronically adjustable, which is also pretty handy. Anyway, let's get the back. Once again, one of the nicest interiors that I've seen on a car. Leg space, not that good to be honest, but the seat is very soft. Got a bit of headspace because of the panoramic roof. Oh no, there's no panoramic roof here, it stops here. Got a bit of headspace, leg space, but seats are very soft. Another thing that I want to show you, you can adjust the front seat from here, which is pretty handy for the rear passenger. Overall, beautiful interior. I have to say this is one of the best looking interiors I've seen on a car. Pretty handy, pretty nice. I actually love this, to be honest.
And now, it's time to hit the road and see if the Toyota Crown deserved to be called a sports car. I mean, it is called a Sports Z after all.
Before that, engine price and specs. 4-cylinder hybrid, it produces number of horsepower and number of Newton meters of torque. And before we get on to the actual driving part, I have to say, for just $86,000, it's honestly worth the price. And I have to say, for this price point, $86,000, the features that this car gets: 360 cameras, heated steering wheels, heated seats, cooled seats, all of that for just $86,000 is honestly one of the best deals that you can get. And what's more important than that is the fact that this car will stand out in any crowd. The tan interior,
because it does not look like any other Toyota.
Literally, no one would get that this is a Toyota after all. And let's get on to the driving bit. Now, let's start with suspension. Now, this is a Crown Sport, but I have to say that it doesn't really feel sporty. It feels like an everyday driver. It's a good thing, because that's what I want from this car.
Yeah, you don't want something that is like too powerful every single day.
Yep. And another thing I have to say is this suspension feels European. It's very soft. It rides really, really nice. And was that a Ferrari tester?
That was a Testarossa. I'm smiling because that's one of my favorite cars.
One day we're gonna get there. Anyway, back to this car. Steering wise, now this handles really, really well. There is no understeer. It does feel a bit to the heavier side, but for a Crown, it's honestly a very good car. Another thing that we have to test out is acceleration. Now this does have an electric motor after all, which means no turbo lag. Let's see. Okay, it's a bit slow. There's it does pump in fake noises through the speakers, but it's a nice car to drive. It's not really a sporty car. It's not really a sports car.
We can't even think of it as a sporty car because that would not do justice to this vehicle.
Yeah, because that's not really what a Crown is for.
Yeah.
Like a Toyota Crown to me is a statement more than anything else.
It is.
And that's what they've done with this car. I really enjoy driving it. And another thing, towards the comfort side of things, how good is sound insulation? You can't
You
really
can't
hear,
pretty much hear anything.
literally, there's no tire noise, there's no exterior noise. It feels and rides very nicely. I do enjoy this car.
And how smooth.
Right? How smooth is that acceleration? You want to get on to the final thoughts as
Yeah,
well?
we should.
Okay, what do you think?
When you're looking at this vehicle, do not think of the sportiness. There is no sportiness at all.
Yeah.
But for this vehicle, for what it is good.
Yeah.
I would give this a 9.
Yeah.
This vehicle stands out.
Yeah.
When I tell you it stands out, like, you park it somewhere, people will wonder, what is that vehicle?
Yeah.
Like, it is a Toyota, but they've done things to this vehicle to make it not feel like a Toyota.
Yeah.
Not feel like any other
honestly. Now, I think that's what they've gone for, with like no Toyota badging on the interior,
exactly.
exterior. I've only seen 2 Toyota badges, one in the engine bay and
Yeah.
the tiny little one
Out,
in the back.
And I like how that is. What do you
Yeah.
think? What would you give the rate? I'm excited to hear what you would say.
Okay. I will honestly have to say that this is, I would say, 8.5, because
Yeah.
I think to supplement the beautiful exterior, they should have given it at least a V6 hybrid.
Yes,
Like a bit
I
more
would have
power
said
would be nice.
Yes, a bit more power. That's the only place where it is lacking
Yeah.
a bit, and a
But-
bit more ground clearance,
yeah.
maybe.
But apart from that though, like for $85,000, I wouldn't get any other car. I
No.
would get this. Like if
I
I was a family guy, if I had a family, this would be the family
This would
car
be
for me.
perfect. But $86,000 drive
Exactly.
away, why wouldn't you? Like,
It's-
the interior is nice,
Dude,
the
right?
exterior is amazing,
Insane.
and
It drives very smooth.
Yeah.
It feels very luxurious. It feels more luxurious to me than my Audi A6.
exactly.
And that's something like
And
I
that
have
speaks
to admit.
a lot.
Overall, I think it's one of the best cars that you can get.
Yeah.
So go to Tokyo Prestige, go check this out, go buy it.
This could be yours just for $86,000
Look
drive
at this.
away. A Crown is a car that we've admired, even if when it was a sedan, but it has finally found its place
Yes.
as a SUV.